Guys, we are back again with part 2. Part dos. Part whatever 2 is in other languages. That's what we're on. We're on part 2. Guys, welcome back to another Attack on Titan reaction. Guys, I'm reacting to one of... I just reacted to the first 20 minutes of it, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think I'm reacting to one of the most controversial, I'm going to say that, one of the most controversial videos that I've ever reacted to, personally, based on Attack on Titan. Just because of what this video is trying to push and the narrative that it's trying to push. It's very controversial. Very, very controversial. And yeah, we're going to get back into it, guys. This is going to be part 2. We're going to go into and we're going to basically pick up right where we left off, guys. I'm pulling a mapper. We're giving you parts. This is going to be another series where I break down and I look at these videos and react to these videos of these creators in response to whatever they're claiming that Attack on Titan's ending was to them, right? And we're going to do that, and we're going to probably, it's going to get testy. Not going to lie, it's going to get testy because a lot of the times and a lot of the videos that I've seen have just been flat out wrong. And what I mean by wrong is not in the terms of being wrong based off of their opinion, but it's being wrong based off of the fact that they're not accounting for everything that's in the story. When the story is presented and the story is relayed to us, we have to account for every single detail that was presented to us in order to make a clear, concise conclusion. But what it seems like is a lot of people are picking and choosing what they want to remember, what they want to feature, and what they want to talk about to push a narrative that's just absolutely not true. That's just what it is. It's facts to me. It's not even an opinion. It's facts. I feel as though that's what they're doing. So that leads me into a great segue into what this particular video and where I left off on it was. Basically, at this point, the point of the video that I'm at was where Invaders was discussing the fact that Reiner just basically wanted to kill people. He knew that killing the people on the island was wrong. However, he still did it of his own volition. And I say that is false because the way that you're phrasing of the phrasing of the sentence and the phrasing of the story that you're trying to push is that they all, him and Eren, just wanted to kill people just because. And that's just false. Because again, as I said, there are reasons behind every purpose. There is always a reason behind somebody doing something, behind an action. Nobody's just waking up one day and just doing something. There has to be something, some experience, something that played, something that they recognized, something happened that made them say, okay, this is why I'm going to do this. Not just, I just willy-nilly just woke up one day and was just like, fuck it, I want to kill everybody. Because that's the way you're pushing it. Though it's the way that they're pushing this story, this video particularly, is that it's just that Eren and Reiner just, they knew it was wrong, but they just said, fuck it, or we just going to do it anyway just because we want to. No, Reiner's choice and the reason why, because he had a choice. He had a choice. They could have left and did what he did. But as he said, which was presented to us, plain as day, the reason he did what he did is because he knew it was wrong, but he still wanted to be the hero. He still wanted to be the leader. He still wanted to make up for the fact that he felt as though that, I think it was Porco's brother had gotten eaten. Right? So he wanted to make up for that. So he took on the role and responsibility of the leader of the mission, and he wanted to pursue that. That was his reason. It wasn't. He didn't just be like, "Oh, guys, okay, I want to do this, man, just because." Well, why are we doing this, Reiner? Why, man? I just want to. Like, no. Like, that's not it. That is not fucking it. And we need to stop pushing that narrative, because that narrative is false and it's dangerous, because that's not the case. That's not even the case with Eren. Not the case. Okay? So we're going to cut that. But I said all that to say, honestly, I've been speaking and ranting because I'm still very passionate about this, and I feel as though that a lot of false narratives are being pushed out there that just shouldn't be pushed. But I said all that to say, honestly, guys, look, I will say this. I appreciate everybody who has viewed and everybody who has commented. I have some pretty good dialogue with some pretty cool people that came in the chat and came in the comment section and said their piece and what they revealed. And again, a lot of us who are even discussing this and the people who have liked the video, we're all on the same page here. So, I just don't, what does that tell you, right? So we're all on the same page here. But again, guys, I thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the subscribers who have subscribed and came on and commented and did all that. And all of you who have shared the video, I thank you for that. I appreciate you guys for doing that. So I will say this, guys, I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to consistently put out different content and different things here and there, maybe different reaction videos. Again, I do a lot of gaming on Twitch and different things of that nature, but I am looking to go ahead and start putting more content on this particular video and kind of more so focusing on this. So this is where I need you guys' help. I need you guys to share these content that I'm putting out here. I need you guys to like these comments and content, and I need you guys to subscribe to this. That will be very, very much appreciated, guys. Again, it's free to do so. Doesn't cost you anything. That will be that would be grateful to me. I'll be very grateful for that, for you guys to just subscribe to the channel and share the content. Very much so. I'm trying to grow to at least 200 subscribers by the end of July. So that's what I'm looking to kind of do. It is a very big goal from where I am, but I think I can do it. And I would very much appreciate if you guys get the word out there and help me out. If this is content that you like, I really, really would appreciate it. But enough of that. We're just going to go ahead and get straight into it, guys. This is part 2. We're picking up right where we left off, and we're going to react to some of this Attack on Titan and the making and this video by Invaders. Shout out to Invaders for making this content, because again, even though we may disagree on certain content creators' thoughts, I still will give them the respect and the honor that they deserve for taking the time out to make this content. So I appreciate it, Invaders. Thank you for doing so. We're going to continue reacting to this and reacting to the video entitled "This Will Change How You See Eren." All right, let's get fucking into it.
4. Eren realized then that everything was exactly as he had assumed. Just as Eren had suspected, Reiner knew perfectly well that the people of the walls didn't deserve to die, but he chose to kill them anyway out of his own volition. Not because Reiner was brainwashed or believed it was the right thing to do, but because it was what he wanted for himself. And with that, we can now understand the true meaning of this line. Reiner was not saying that he regretted his actions after realizing they were good people. What Reiner actually meant in that moment was that he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls, as he could no longer kill them with a clear conscience. But what Eren would say next would change everything.
I'm already pausing it, y'all. Let me rewind that here. Because I think, again, what I'm starting to see what this video is doing, and what this video is very, very good at doing, is very, very good at mixing truth and reality with false narratives. You see what I'm saying? Listen to what I just follow along with what I'm thinking and assuming that this is. So let's rewind this a bit. And let's go back. Let's see.
Or believed it was the right thing to do, but because it was what he wanted for himself.
Okay.
And with that, we can now understand the true meaning of this line. Reiner was not saying that he regretted his actions after realizing they were good people. What Reiner actually meant in that moment was that he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls, as he could no longer kill them with a clear conscience.
That's the same thing.
But what Eren...
That's the same thing. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the same. That is the exact same thing. That's why I'm saying we're pushing this. Listen to what it is. Listen now. Let me break this down. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to what he's saying. Think about this.
He wanted for himself. And with that, we can now understand the true meaning of this line. Reiner was not saying that he regretted his actions after realizing they were good people.
He's saying that what he's saying is that Reiner was not saying, damn, I wish I never would have met these people. I never wish I would have met these people to know that these are good people. He's saying Reiner is not saying he regretted his actions after realizing they were good people. No. Add more to that. See, again, you're taking this out of context. He is saying that. He is saying that he does regret doing what he's doing because he wished he hadn't have met these good people, because that right there is alluded to in season 4, right? If we're going to, let's talk about the anime. In season 4, when he's sitting down at the table with his family, because of the simple fact his family is still on that whole island devil shit. He corrected them. He's like, no, they not devils, right? Remember, he corrected them. And then Gabby looked and was like, well, what do you mean they not devils? So yes, a part of Reiner is saying he regretted what he did. Why do you think he wants to kill himself? He does regret his actions. He does regret that he met good people. That's why he's saying, I've lived here for 3 years and lived amongst you guys. If only I hadn't have known, basically kind of like you all were here. Right? So he is regretting this. At this moment, he's putting the mission before his conscience. The mission before what's eating him up. He's like, okay, man, look, I know I like you guys. I really do. I hate that I met you guys, and I do regret this, but I have to do what I have to do. That's what's happening in this moment. So yes, this is exactly what Reiner is saying. Reiner is regretting that he met these people. And now listen to this part.
What Reiner actually meant in that moment was that
he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls. What is the difference in saying he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls, or saying that he wished he hadn't known that there were good people? Tell me what the difference is, y'all. Tell me what the difference is. False narratives. What's the difference? What's the difference? Tell me. Tell me what the difference is. Tell me what the difference is. Come on, I'm waiting. I'll wait. No difference? Same difference? Okay. That's what I thought. Same difference. So what are we talking about here? Why are you trying to twist this in a way that's the same thing? For me to say that and what Reiner actually meant is that he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls. That means that he wished he hadn't have met the people. Understanding means that you found out what they were about. You found out who they were, and you found out that they were good people. What the fuck is this guy talking about, dog? Somebody tell me. Please, somebody tell me, bro. Somebody elaborate, please. In the comments, please let me know if that is not the same thing. You're just trying to spin it and add on more words by trying to push the narrative again. It's the same thing. What are you talking about?
he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls, as he could no longer kill them with a clear conscience.
Because he realized they were good people! Hey, what the hell? Yes! It's the same thing, bro. What are you talking about? Now we can understand his message. What is he talking about? It's the same thing. It means the exact same thing. One is just more of a simplified version of what you just said. What the fuck? Yes, I need pour myself something. Jesus Christ, yo. It's the same meaning, bro. Let's rewind it again, dog.
line. Reiner was not saying that he regretted his actions after realizing they were good people. What Reiner actually meant in that moment was that he wished he had not come to understand the people of the walls, as he could no longer kill them with a clear conscience.
It's the same. He's regretting it. That's why he said, I'm turning into a half-ass piece of shit. That means he is. That's the same thing. You're splitting hairs. They're the same thing, bro. It's the exact same quote, dog. It's the same quote, man. He does regret his decision because he lived amongst them for 3 years and he's like that. Why do you think he's... Clearly he regrets what he did because of the simple fact he literally he damn near developed a split personality, bro. So of course his split personality is his coping mechanism to do it. That's why. What do you mean he doesn't regret it? Yes, he does. I mean, damn, the motherfucker wanted to kill himself, man. Like, the motherfucker wanted to off himself, bro. Retire himself, dog. Of course he regrets what he was doing. Y'all, look, guys, words matter. As I said, words matter. And what you're trying to push is you're trying to push your narrative of this video to try to twist the fabric of the original context that we have from the story. You're trying to twist it. It's the same meaning, bro. The more simplistic version of it is, yes, I wish I haven't met y'all. I wish I would have just gone in here blindly. I wish that upon the mission, when I first got over here, that you motherfuckers were devils. I wish you guys were savages. I wish you guys were killing everybody and doing all this shit. I really wish it was that easy. Because then, at that point in time, I could kill you guys without any regret. Because I wouldn't care. But the fact that I learned who you guys were, learned your ways, learned your culture, spoke to you guys, lived with you guys, learned how you guys are, and found out there are some genuinely good people. There are actually good people here. Then yes, I'm regretting this decision. Let's continue, dog. Look. Got, 2 minutes in and I already went on a fucking rant? Jesus Christ. Let's go.
But what Eren would say next would change everything. Reiner was taken aback. He had expected to be judged, but Eren said something he didn't anticipate. After Reiner himself confessed his reasons for the horrible things he had done, Eren responded by saying, "I'm the same as you." And it was likely at that moment that Reiner realized Eren was not here to absolve him of his sins. Eren, now satisfied that he understood Reiner and having someone to share his own sin with, began his attack that would lead to the destruction of the world. But it would still be some time before Reiner would understand Eren and the full meaning of the conversation that they shared underneath the stage.
Google Pixel, the only phone made by Google with a camera that sees in the dark.
Part 3. Let's roll.
I am just me.
Excuse me.
I always have been. If someone tries to steal my freedom away, I won't hesitate to take theirs.
Y'all remember that. I want y'all to remember that. Because that right there is a reason. These motherfuckers that are being shown right here are bad people. These motherfuckers killed Mikasa's parents. Okay? They're just not innocent people that were just like, hey, guys, can I borrow some milk? And Eren just said, like, no, that didn't happen. Okay, so let's remember.
Our father didn't make me that way. I've been like this since birth.
Why is Eren the way that he is? Why does he want to be free, and where did that desire come from? Answering those questions is the key to understanding the point of Eren's character. And to answer them, we have to discuss the concepts of dreams, free will, and inherent nature.
俺たちはあの父親の被害者。お前は父親に洗脳されている。
Those were Zeke's first words to Eren after finally meeting him. Grisha had been raised by Zeke to be an Eldian restorationist, and he assumed that their father had done the same thing to Eren. But as they explored Grisha's life together in paths, it became clear that Grisha...
By the way, 121 was the best chapter, and 122 was the best chapter almost ever written in history of fiction. Just to say that, I'm putting it out there. If you disagree with me, fuck you. I don't care. Okay, let's continue.
Grisha had raised Eren as a normal child. As someone whose entire life and ideology had been shaped by others, Zeke didn't understand how it was possible for Eren to be the way he was without any outside influence. Zeke never understood, but the reason for this was because Eren was someone who was a slave to his own nature. But what does that mean? To begin to understand that question, let's first look at an interview Isayama did in 2017. In the interview, he talked about some of his inspirations for AOT. One of these was a manga called Himianole. I'd like to share an excerpt from this interview in which Isayama talked about his thoughts on the series.
Okay.
When I read Himianole, I knew society would consider the serial killer in the story unforgivable under social norms. But when I took into account his life and background, I still wondered, if this was his nature, then who's to blame? I even thought, is it merely a coincidence that I wasn't born as a murderer? We justify what we absolutely cannot accomplish as a flaw due to lack of effort, and there is bitterness within that. On the other hand, for a perpetrator, having the mindset of, it's not because I lack effort that I became like this, is a form of solace. In other words, the way we're born is out of our control. Is it a murderer's fault if it's in their nature to murder? If not, then who's to blame? Is it just a coincidence that you and I were not born as someone with the inherent desire to kill?
That's the problem here. That's that dude. See, I'm glad we're getting down to it. Bro, see, the logic in which you're trying to speak, maybe he might say something different, but where I'm feeling like he's trying to go with this is he's trying to push the narrative that Eren was just born as an inherently bad. Nobody is born inherently evil. That's stuff of movies, that's stuff of fiction. That's what that stuff is. Somebody is born under a bad omen, a bad sign, and all of a sudden they're just, this evil motherfucker. No, that is stuff of fiction. That is not reality. Nobody is inherently good or evil. What shapes you to be that way is your experiences. That's what shapes you to be that way, right? So it shapes you to be what is good and evil. And also, good and evil, if we're going to go deep on this, guys, good and evil is subjective. It is what it is. We can say what we want to say because, again, what he was saying, under societal norms, that's why he said that. Under societal norms, he's a serial killer. That would make him bad because he's just killing people. And people don't understand the reasons as to why he's killing people. So if he's killing people for a reason, then that makes him what? Does it make him good or does it make him evil? Does the act of killing automatically trump the reason as to why you kill? See, you have to ask these questions because if that's the case, then what do we view our U.S. Army as? Do we view them as evil or do we view them as good? Do we view them as oppressors or do we view them as liberators? What do you view them as? See, these are the questions that you have to ask. So my thing is what he's trying to do with this story is he's trying to put him as an oppressor and trying to say that Eren was just inherently bad and that's it. He just wanted to kill motherfuckers. He just wanted to kill people just because. Talking about trying to use the quote of, I was born this way. No, once again, we have to again, chapter 131 trumps all that bullshit. All this garbage they trying to put trumps it. Eren just that's not no cold-blooded, calculated killer who just wanted to kill people just because. There's reasons as to why he's doing what he's doing. And if in fact he was that way, he would have killed everybody on sight. Any and everybody, he wouldn't even have made friends. he wouldn't have done shit. He would just killed the motherfuckers if he was like that. If he was that goddamn ruthless. Like, come on, man. That's why I say this video was asinine when it's trying to push that stupid ass narrative, bro. That's not the case. That's not the case. I'm sorry.
This question is at the center of the moral dilemma being explored with Eren's inherent nature.
It's not.
Eren was born with the dream of being free, and as a consequence, was born with the desire to destroy the unfree world. If it was in Eren's nature to destroy the world, is he still to blame? Looking at it from that perspective, one can argue that Eren was never free to begin with. Eren was a slave to his own nature in the dream of freedom it created, and in the end he could do nothing to stop it. To really understand the point of all this, we have to dive deep into some philosophy.
If you're going to see, here we go. No, see, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And again, shout out to Brown's Magic. Shout out to you. She said it best, man. In one of her videos, she said it best. She said, if the story itself was presented to you and you're having to grab outside sources to try to make sense of the story, that means that, or make sense of the ending, right? Because the story itself was fine. The ending was just absolute fucking rubbish. It was trash. We all know this. But like she said, if you have to grab outside philosophies and talismans and all these different things to try to understand the story's ending, then that means that the author themselves did not do a good job conveying the message to the reader. That's just what it is. And I 100% unequivocally agree with her. That's absolutely true. Abso-fucking-lutely true. If that is the exact case, that is what it is. I'm sorry. You can try to argue with that if you want to. We don't have to look at outside philosophies because, again, you have to look at outside philosophies and you have to bring in other books of literature to drive your point. I don't need that. All I need is the story. Just give me Attack on Titan and I can make you see that this is what they were trying to say. I don't have to be like, well, let me go talk to Bruce Lee and get the Tower of Jeet Kune Do and try to determine what the law of this was. Or let me go get, a book about gravity to understand why the Titans were so big and how he maneuvered it to do. I don't need to do all that. I don't need to do all that. I can look at it and see what was trying to be conveyed and make my assessments off of that. That's just what we're trying to, and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. There's no reason to even do that. But see, you're trying to do that because you have no other way to validate your argument. You have no other way to substantiate your claims. But you have to go pull outside sources and different philosophies. It ain't even like that. Again, Eren was the way he was. I will admit to you this. If you want to use the language that he was a slave to freedom, then okay, I'll give you that. Because yes, if he was talking about it was a slave in terms of an obsession, then yes, I would give you that. Because he was obsessed with freedom. I will give you that. I will 100% give you that he was obsessed with freedom. But what I won't give you is the fact that you're saying that basically the reason he was born is he was inherently wanting to destroy the world and make it barren and plain just because. No, that is unequivocally false. That just doesn't make sense at all. Because that's not his character. That was not in his character. That was not the person that we saw. That was not absolutely not. So you can shut that shit out.
So I'd like to ask the question, why do any of us act the way that we do? I think most people's first answer would be that our actions and behavior are a result of the life experiences we've had that have shaped our personality and opinions.
Exactly, it is.
Others will say that the way we act is due to our own nature, that some people are born good or evil.
They're not.
Others still will say it's a combination of the two. Regardless of where
I don't believe nobody is born inherently good or inherently evil. Because again, with the concept that I believe that, the reason I believe that is because of the simple fact you don't know. So that's what I'm saying. If you're a baby, you have no conscious collective mind to decipher and make sound judgments. So based off the fact that you cannot make sound judgments and decisions as a baby, that means that you yourself cannot determine the outcome and the flow of things because you don't know what it is. I'm oblivious to what it is. As a baby, I don't know what a drink is. I don't know what I don't know what blue is, red is, all of these things. I have no idea what any of those things are. So based off of that, one can determine, if I don't even know what the basic colors are, how do I know what good and evil is? I only know what good and bad things are based off of what is being told to me and being presented to me and me being raised in the environment in which I am. Nobody would know that killing is bad if nobody ever said killing was bad. You understand? You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. Because you don't know what killing is. You don't know what life is. You don't know. You're a baby. So you can't be inherently good or inherently evil. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not. So, I mean, it's not. It's not. Sorry, it's not.
Personality came from. Most people act within their own morals and beliefs. Does that mean none of us have the freedom to act outside of those values? If we can't act outside of those values, does that mean all of us lack true free will? By extension, then, does that mean that we shouldn't hold ourselves at fault for our own character flaws?
We should.
Personally, I think it's ridiculous to say that we can't be held accountable for our own actions just because of the parts of our personalities that are out of our control. I think most people would agree.
What part of your personality is out of your control? Like, I really want to know that. Like, what part of you is out of your control? The only thing I can say that's out of your control is how, to a degree, when you're younger, is how you grew up. Because again, you have to rely basically on your parents to survive. You have to rely on others to help you survive. Right? You're not independent. You're not independently yourself if you're 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like a movie. So you have to. So again, what part of your personality is not? Your personality develops over time, but again, it's all based off of it's based off an amalgamation of things. My personality and who I am is based off an amalgamation of things, based off of experience that I've experienced, things that I've seen, things that I've watched, people that I've emulated. You're an amalgamation of everything. All of that. Personalities are so complex and so interwoven throughout everything that you do. That's what creates you and who you are. Right? But I don't know what else we're trying to say here. Like, that's what creates everything of who oneself is. But he's trying to, do not fall for the okie doke, guys. He's trying to push the narrative that Eren just woke up and was just an evil motherfucker and just wanted to wipe out the world because it was that. No, he wasn't. Because if he was, he would not have tried to look for alternative means and trying not to do what he saw, unfortunately, that needed to be done. Or had to be done by what he thought was the best course of action, just to wipe everybody out. So come on, man.
Agree. Isayama certainly isn't saying that Eren is free of the consequences of his actions either. But I think at the very least, this is an interesting question to think about, and we'll talk about it more later in the video. One very, very important thing to make clear is that while Eren's characterization is an exploration of inherent nature, the extent to which every character is controlled by their own nature is not the same. Zeke in particular is one character whose identity, goals, and dream were shaped by the actions of others, which is exactly why Eren, who'd been completely free of ideological influence, was someone who Zeke could never understand. Together, the two brothers were an exploration of nature versus nurture. I'm saying this because, again, it's important to understand that not every character...
Eren's was shaped by his mother. and what his mother said. Is remember when his mother, she was younger, he was a baby, and she was like, I don't care, whatever, da, da, da. He was born into this world, and he showed all that or whatever. Apparently, that to me showed me like he was shaped based off of that mantra. Based off of that mantra that his mother spoke to him. And that's what he inherently thought. He not inherently thought. That's where he derived his personality from. Was that I am born into this world. So by me being free, I should have the right to be able to do whatever I want to do. Because I'll have the right because I was born into this world. Just like even Willie Tiber said. I don't want to die. I was born into this world. So based on the fact that I was born into this world, I want to have a say-so on how things go. I don't want to die. I want to be able to live my life. I want to have that freedom. And so Eren did too. Eren wanted that fucking freedom. He wanted that freedom more than anything. He didn't want to be, again, they would have, again, the driving point and the catalyst also that somehow fucking people seem to forget is that the fact that in this dumbass book, this book is a fucking lie. Because this book is painting the picture and the story that they are all that's left of humanity. So with you being raised up from what baby to 10 years old, only knowing the inside of the walls, yeah, you're going to want their freedom too. You're going to be like, damn, I wish these motherfucking titans, especially you see this. This is a driving point now. You like, damn, I want this too. I want to see this motherfucker too. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that too. Not as much as, per se, Armin. Because Armin was like, oh man, I hope we can get here one day. I hope we can. That's why Eren said that he couldn't see Armin's dream. Not because he couldn't understand the fact that there was fields of sand and water and all that stuff. It wasn't the fact that he couldn't comprehend that was out there. What he was more so focused on was he was focused on what was in front of him. He was focused on the fact that there is a wall here and there are titans there that's keeping us from this motherfucker. Yeah, you can be excited about these pictures, bro. You can be excited about all this shit if you want to. But the reality is we got these motherfucking titans and we got this damn wall that we need to take care of first. Before we do that, before we can even get into that. And then it slowly evolved to being like, oh my God, it ain't just the titans. It's these motherfuckers over here. And on top of that we not the last of humanity? Oh, hell, what the fuck is next? That's how he's thinking. Like, oh, Jesus.
Character in the story is a commentary on inherent nature. Eren is a unique case of someone whose ideology and dream were formed by his own uninfluenced nature the moment he was born. Zeke is the opposite. But other than those two, the vast majority of the characters aren't used as an exploration of this topic. Eren is a very unique character in how his inherent nature is explored, and how it affects the story. What is brought up and explored with many characters in the story, however, is the concept of the dream. While Eren's dream was a result of his own inherent nature, that is not true in every case. Which brings us to Kenny Ackerman, whose life and death embody this concept.
Eren's dream wasn't inherent. See, the problem is what people are assuming is that he was just developed this out of nowhere. No, because of the fact his mom has said the same thing. As a matter of fact, let me try to find that real quick. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. If Carla is saying, Carla said if you were born, because you were born into this world. Yep. She said it. Yep. She's been telling him that. She's telling him that. So, based off of that, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up here. Uh-huh. What did I pull up here? Yeah, right there. See? Foreshadowing. She was saying he's already special. Right here. He's already special because he was born into this world. And then this, because he was born into this world. So he's saying he's already special. So he already has the right to do all of this stuff right here. This child is already great. After all, he was born into this world. So based off of that connection alone, we can determine that he had gotten his mantra from his mother. He didn't just inherently get the mantra of I was born into this world and just, I deserve freedom. No, she's saying he's already a special child because he was born into this world. So he got that mantra from his fucking mom. That's where he got it from, bro. He didn't just automatically it came from nowhere. No. It came in that I would just keep moving forward. That's why he kept doing that. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. That's his willpower. He didn't just randomly just come up. Come on, yo. Jesus. All right, let's continue. Let's listen to the Kenny situation here.
Concept. Understanding Kenny is necessary to understanding the final message of the story. Unlike Eren, Kenny's character was not an exploration of inherent nature. Whether Kenny's personality was a result of his own inherent nature or his learned behavior is irrelevant.
Why is it irrelevant? No, why is it irrelevant? See, this is what I'm saying. Why is it irrelevant? See, you can't pick and choose who is inherently good and evil. If you just gonna target Eren and just say, Eren just had an inherent nature about him. Okay, why didn't Kenny? Right? There's no evidence at all. Just because he said, I've always been this way. Anybody who tries to take my freedom away, I'll take theirs. Right? I've always been this way. With him saying that is based off the mantra of his mom. That's why he used it. Even when he was talking to, it was in the anime, but when Armin was trying to get him out of the Titan, Armin was like, why do you want to go see the outside world? Oh, because I was born into this world. Why do you want freedom? Because I was born into this world. He used that mantra to push forth everything. Because I was born into this world, he expounded upon it more. Because I was born into this world, I have a reason to live. I deserve freedom just like all you motherfuckers deserve freedom. Because I was born here. Just like Willie Tiber said, I don't want to die. I want to make my choice. I want to live because I deserve that because I was born into this world. He said it too. So I'm just saying we're looking too deeply into that. You're trying to sit up here and push the scheme of Eren is inherently bad. He's just an inherently bad person. But now when we go to Kenny, and Kenny is a killer. Kenny a killer, dog. Killing motherfuckers. Killing everybody. And then, why ain't he inherently bad? Oh, it's irrelevant. No, it's not. Why is it irrelevant? You see what I'm saying? Why is it irrelevant? It's only irrelevant because if you're going to push the narrative that Eren is inherently a bad person, you have to do that. You have to extrapolate that over the course of other characters. Like Erwin, for instance. So you're meaning to tell me that Erwin was just an inherently good person? He just woke up and was like, freedom, let's do this. No, his experience shaped who he was based off of what happened to his father and him carrying the burden and the guilt of getting his father killed. So he wanted the truth. He wanted to figure out what was going on. That is what that was. He wasn't inherently a fucking detective. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't mix and jumble that, bro. You have to extrapolate that over everybody. But you can't do it with Kenny, though. You have to say, oh, it's irrelevant to push the narrative, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. I'm cutting this motherfucking video up. I'm slicing it and dicing it. They ain't ready. They not ready. Let's continue.
Why Kenny is relevant to the ending, rather, has to do with his dream and the conclusion he reached about it just before his death. When the final chapter came out, the chapter in which Kenny's life was explored was republished alongside it. That wasn't a coincidence. This chapter is one of the most important of the entire series, and without it, the message of the story wouldn't be complete. Kenny was once a mass murderer bent on revenge for the persecution of his family. He lived a life of misery and self-hatred.
So based upon what you just said, that was his reasoning for that. He wasn't inherently a bad person. Here the reasons for him doing what he did was because of why. This was his reason. His reason was because of the persecution of his people. Your words, buddy. So what was Eren's reason for killing 80% of humanity? Huh? For the persecution of his people. Okay, I rest my case. I'm done. Game, set, match. Get out of here. I win. Game, set, match. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. I don't even need to continue. I don't even want to continue. You know what I'm saying? I'm slicing and dicing it. I don't even want to continue. This is what I'm saying. You got to be clear and concise with every character. You can't just pick one character you're trying to talk about if it's not going to make sense over the entirety of the story. You can't say that Eren was inherently a bad person when clearly there were reasons and factors in the reasons why he did what he did. Same thing with this man here, Kenny. The reason he became a mass murderer and all this stuff was because, out of your words, was because he himself was getting revenge for the persecution of his people. So does that really make him an inherently bad person? Or was his reasons because of what pushed him there? His experiences pushed him to do that. Just like Eren's did. Eren's pushed him to do what he did. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on. Just saying, bruv. Just saying. Man. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You know what? I'm actually going to stop it here. Because I'm going to tell you what, guys. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you what. This here, I said a lot in this video. I said a fuck ton in this video. A lot. I said a lot. And I feel like I got my point across. I really feel like I got my point across. But never fret, never fret. I am going to continue this. I really am. But this video has brought out something in me, some flame, some rage, or some kind in me to make me want to say these things and to prove these things. Because again, we need to stop with these pushing these false narratives in stories and movies and things that are presented to us right then and there. It was presented to us as it was. We took it for what it was, and that was it. These videos need to stop, man. They need to stop, guys. So I'm gonna tell it to you like this, guys. We're gonna end it here. I appreciate all those who viewed. I appreciate all those who watched. I hope you guys watched up until this point. I really appreciate the comments, and I really, really appreciate the subscriptions, guys. Again, I will reiterate, I am trying to grow the channel, and I want to at least get a goal of about 200 subscribers by the end of July. That is my goal, and it is a big goal, but with your help, I believe I could do that. Guys, share this video, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one as we deep dive into, yet again, this video will change how you see Eren in quotations. Let's get it. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.